Guys, so today we'll be learning how to factorize quadratic equations. Alright, so first off, a quadratic equation is of the form. So what is the form? So it's of the form a x squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are constants, meaning it could be any number, negative or positive. But this is the general form of the equation. So you might say equation looking like 2x squared plus 4x plus 2. That is of the form. Or you might see negative 2x squared minus 4x minus 5. All these are in the form of a quadratic equation. Okay, so now that we know how the quadratic will look, let's get into how to actually factorize it, okay? So before we even get into how to factorize it, there are two things that we need to know to do comfortably. So the first thing is called vertical factorizing. So this is how it goes. So when we have vertically factorizing, so say we have a number 12. When we have vertically factorizing 12, we always start from 1. So we go 1, and what? Multiply by 1 can give me 12. 12. Then you go to 2. 2 by what give me 6? 12. And then 3, 4. And it will not go to 4 because you'll get 4 by 3 again. So we just start from 1 and we just increase 2, 3, 4 going on the row. If you notice one number doesn't go in, just skip it. We could do 18. So same thing, 1, 18, default. Then 2, yes, 2 and 9. 3, yes, 3 and 6. 4, no, 5, no, so we stop. Okay, let's try, say, 24, last one. So 1 and 24 is a default. Then 2, yes, 2 and 12. 3, yes, 3 and 8. 4, yes, 4 and 6. 5, no, 6 and stop. You can never write the same two numbers twice, or the same pair of numbers twice, okay? Because you already have it there. So this concept here is very important because these are groups or pairs of numbers that we have to use when we actually get into the factorizing part. Okay, and in addition to that, the last thing that we need to know. So if you remember, in the form of the quadratic equation, we have ax squared plus bx plus c. So this part here, including the sign of c, is very, very, very important. Okay, so we'll go through that now. So c can come in two ways. It can be positive, as we see here, or it can be negative. So in both cases, a different approach is needed. So if c is positive, so example, positive c, the signs of the factors must be the same, and we'll get to appreciate what we mean by this in a few. So if c is positive, the signs are same. Okay, and if c is negative, or a negative c, if you guessed it, yes, the signs are different, just the opposite. Nice. So look at it. Remember these two things, that these things are very important. If you forget them, well, trouble, because quadratic may be a little difficult for you if you forget these two things. Okay, so with that said, if you need pause, look at it, make sure I'm committed to memory. So with that said, let's continue. So let's actually factorize a quadratic. So let's use this quadratic as an example. So 2x squared plus 9x plus 8. So let's factorize that. So as the step says, step 1 says to multiply the constants a and c. So remember, a is this, b is this, and c is 8. So if we are multiplying a by c, we're basically multiplying a by c, which is 2 by 8, which is 16. Okay? We already step I told you. So now step 2, vertically factorize the result of step 1. So remember, we just learned how to vertically factorize. So you write it down, 16. So we can have, let's change, alright, let's continue. So 1 and 16, 2 and 8, 4 and 4, because 3 cannot go into it. So it'd be kind of difficult to do that. Alright, so let's make one change here, 8, 4. Alright, just to make sure it works. Anyway, so don't worry about that. So we continue. So we vertically factorize it 1 and 16, 2 and 8, and 4 and 4. Nothing else we're doing. So these are the pairs that we can use. Okay, so let's continue. So step 3, look at the sign in front of the constant c. Oh, so the sign in front of the constant c here is positive. So therefore, since it's positive, the factors must be the same sign. Always remember. So we know that. So it's the same sign. So the sign, this one is same sign or SS. Yeah, so that's step 4. Look at the value of the constant b now. So if you look at the constant b, it's 8. Alright, so it's 8. So the constant b here is 8. Let's follow this up. So let's do this one. Oh, a lot of words. So look at the pairs of numbers obtained in step 2. Okay, so we have 1 and 16, 2 and 8, and 4 and 4 here. What does the want us? And choose one that will result in the constant b. Alright, so remember, the sign in front of c is positive. So the signs or the factors must be the same. So we want to obtain 8. So we have 1 and 16, 2 and 8, and 4 and 4. So yes, I will pick 4 and 4. Why? Because 4 plus 4 is 8, and they are the same signs. So it obeys all of those. So the one that we will choose will be 4 and 4. Why? Because 4 plus 4 is 8, which is B. Nice, so let's go. So step 6, we write B using the pair of factors chosen. Okay, so remember B, it will include the x, right? So it will look something like, so it'll be 2x squared plus 4x plus 4x. Remember that is what B is. B is 8x and plus 8. So we just replace the 8x with 4x and 4x. So now this says step 7, half it. So half, remember, it will always be 4 terms all the time. So half of 4 will always be 2. So the half will always be through the center. So we'll divide it into two pieces of 2 terms each. Okay? So that is half. Factorize. So remember, if you can't remember how to factorize, look back at the previous video that we did. It's on the channel. So take a look at it before and then continue. So we have to factorize 2 pieces. So if we factorize this piece, so we factorizing it separately and then bring it back together. So I'll do it down here. Change color. So we have 2x squared plus 4x. So we have 2 and 4. So the factor for the number will be 2. So we have x squared and x now. So the factor will be x. Not going into the factorizing steps in depth in this video. So open brackets. Then we divide it back. 2 into 2, 1x, and then 2x into 4x plus 2. Nice. And then what else? 4x plus 8. So 4 and 8. So plus 4. And remember this, guys. After you factorize the second part, which is this part here, and put it outside, the same thing that was in the first bracket, just write it back in the second bracket. Save yourself a lot of time. And you can check to see if it actually will result in the second part, if you don't trust me. Alright, so we factorize it, and now we're bringing it together. So, when we bring it together, you see 2x outside, 4 outside, and the inside is the same. Always be the same. As a kind of a way to check to see if your answer actually correct, if the insides are the same. So they told us one bracket will have the outsides, and another bracket will have the inside. So to use what they give us here, so that's right. What we have outside. So outside we have 2x and plus 4. And what the inside is? The inside is 1x plus 2. And with that said, you're done. So that was step 7. You have it. factorize it piece by piece, just like I did here, and you bring it together. Outsides in one bracket, and then the inside in another one. Okay, so these are the steps, drawn out steps, but the more practice you get in it, it will help you. So let's do some others. So right, remember these things here, very important. Let's try some questions. So let's go. So we have 2x squared plus 8x and 2 by 4. So let's change that. Let's try something. Plus 4, we have 9. So we have 2x squared plus 9x plus 4. So let's go through these steps. So step 1, we multiply a by c. So we'll get 8. And then step 2, vertically factorize it. So we have 1 and 8, 2 and 4. And I believe that's it. So let's change this. 9. So 6. Nice. So we factorize it. So let's continue. Step 3. So we look at the sign in front of C. So since C is positive, the signs of the factors must be the same. So now we look at the factors that we have. Look at B. B is 6. Okay. So look at the factors that we have. So we try and obtain 6 using 1 and 8 and 2 and 4. Which one can give us 6 given that the signs are the same? 2 and 4. So we rewrite it. So we have 2x squared plus 4x plus 2x plus 4. Nice. So the last part, we half it. Remember, it's always going to be through the center. Factorize. So factorizing this part here, we'll have 2x and 1x plus 2. For the second part, it's plus 2. And remember, just write back the same thing in the first brackets. So that's the factorize, and now we're bringing it together. So 2x plus 4 in one bracket as the outsides, and the inside singular, because it's supposed to be the same, will be 1x plus 2. Yeah, so that's one. So let's try another one. One that is negative. So we could have 3x squared. So this one is minus 2. And we want to obtain plus 5x. So let's go through these steps. So remember this. Always remember this. For the first step, the a by the c, 3 by negative 2, you do not have to write negative 6. Because it's not going to help you that much at all. Okay, so when you're doing this, a by c is just 3 by 2. The sign, it just tells you whether the signs of the factors are the same or different. For this one, it doesn't have any power in terms of multiplying. So in this case, it's still 3 by 2. The matter if it's negative 2. So 3 by 2 is 6. Vertically factorize 1 and 6. And we have 2 and 3. No more factors. So let me go. What is B? 5. Okay. And the sign in front of C is negative. So remember, one is negative. The factors are different. So you could have a plus and a minus, or a minus and a plus. Okay? Because they must be different. So we want to obtain 5 using 1 and 6 and 2 and 3. But you might be tempted to go 2 plus 3, but that'll be wrong. Why? Because the signs are the same. And there's not a plus sign here, it's a negative sign. So don't fall for it. So to obtain my 5, I'll use this one. So it'll be 6 subtract 1. The signs are different, and I obtain my 5. So that's the game. So we write B using the factors that we obtained. So 3x squared plus 6x minus 1x minus 2. So we half it. Factorize. So factorize in the first part, we have 3x, so 1x plus 2. And remember, minus 1. Let's write back the same thing in the first brackets, because it's supposed to be the same. So now we bring it together, the outsides, 3x and minus 1 outside, and the inside singular, 1x plus 2. Alright, and you're done. Okay, so that's honestly all that the parts will have this with factorizing quadratics, that is. It may have more difficult questions, but Once you stick to the concepts, remember when you're multiplying a by c, you're supposed to always obtain a positive. So even if I have negatives and stuff, you just look at the whole number itself, not the sign of it. Okay, so and with that said, that's the end of quadratics. Hope it helped you all, and we will talk later.